I totally did.
I knew it.
What
I knew it.
did you know?
I knew you would do it.
Oh, okay. Well, we did it. So, how's it going, guys?
Hey, we're here. We got us. Whew. Ah, the drama is alive.
You guys live or you guys live? What do you think he's trying to tell us?
Live.
Yeah, that's probably the
Hey,
more likely answer.
yeah. Hey, detective. Hey, magician. Hey, Static and Jeff. How's it going?
The usual gang. The gangliest of gangs.
But you
Hey,
may be a
welcome.
bit unusual.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't want to judge. You can be as unusual or as usual as you want.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good to be unusual.
yeah, that's what we do here at the Double Cup of Joe show. We're a bit unusual, mainly because you can't drink out of two cups at once. So it's just
You can
like
try.
you can give it a shot, but
It's fun.
oh, oh.
No,
Yeah, not Joe.
not happening.
No, yeah. And Joe's getting a new shirt and five. Hey, well, anyway, if you haven't been here before, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joe,
And I'm the other host, Joe.
and together we're here to make your morning go right, or at least better than it would have been. So
Better.
that's what we're gonna do.
Butter.
And butter makes mornings better too.
Oh,
Can't
does it ever?
confirm.
Oh, you bet it does. Ha.
Wow, that's super intense. Well, I think I
I'm
know
just excited. I'm
where he's
excited
gonna.
about the butter.
I think
Oh,
I know where the three-step routine is going, but
yeah, you do.
let's go ahead and start with that. Today we're going to be talking about this entire week we've been talking about serving. Today we're going to talk about the specific reasons that you serve, why you do what you do
Mm.
for other people, and why that matters. Because it doesn't seem like it'd be something that matters, but it does. So we're going to go over that, but we do have this three-step process. Is how we start out every morning. It's how you should start out every morning or afternoon or just start right now. Um, every time now is. And it's three steps. Joe's doing magic. That might be something he is thankful for, which is step number one. It could be something he's looking forward to, which is step number two. Or it could be something he's going to do today to move his life forward, which is step number three.
It could be
So, those are
magic.
the
I'm
steps to the three-step process. What about
thankful for
magic, Joe?
magic. I'm looking forward to magic. And today I'm going to do magic.
Joe, you are magic.
Magic.
So that's our three-step process. It looks like Joe is done, so we're just gonna move right into our topic.
Jeff's done. Jeff already did his.
Yep.
Yeah, magic. Magic's where it's at. I got this great magic trick.
Ooh. Oh.
I bet you never saw that before. And you didn't see that one
Thankfully,
coming
no.
either. Much like this one.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, we
Haven't.
just lost our viewers.
Yep.
Yep. Actually, we didn't.
Well, we probably gained a few on that on the magic that we're doing here on the Double Cup of Joe show.
Now you all have something to be thankful for. You can be thankful that that is over.
All right, well, they're thankful for that. Joe, we're going to go right into step number one. What are you thankful for today besides magic?
Bulletproof coffee.
Bulletproof coffee.
Yes.
How often are you shooting your coffee?
This is not bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee is an amazing concoction. Oh my gosh. Um, it's coffee, which normally has no calories, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got caffeine, which is a stimulant, but it doesn't have any calories when it's just regular coffee. Now, bulletproof coffee, you take that calorie-free black coffee and you add like a big old chunk of butter and a big old chunk of coconut oil. You mix it all in there, and what you've done is you've just added 400 calories of fat to your coffee.
Oh,
It's so good. So good. Because fat tastes good. And I'll tell you, it keeps you like you feel full for like the whole like half the day. Amazing.
sick. You'll see.
And focused.
Focus.
Focused. Yes, because it those calories are then like your brain uses most of the calories that you consume, really. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you, detective. Butter in the coffee. It's wonderful. A lot of people like, "Could you substitute bacon?" Sure, try it. Let me know how that works.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm thankful for that because my brother turned me on to that about a year and a half ago. He was like telling me about it. And I was like, actually, salt doesn't go good in coffee. Bacon might not go good, but at any rate, that's what I'm thankful for.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. It's funny because we have this double cup of Joe show. I hate coffee. It's just, but Joe loves it, so
I
good.
do love it. I do love it, and I'll go like when I drink it, I'll try and go and breathe on my nephew because like one of his pet peeves is coffee breath. He's like, if I wanted my mouth to smell like a butt, I drink coffee.
Okay. Just just say it like it is. Okay. Okay, well that's step number one. What are you thankful for?
Nice.
Smooth transitions. That's what we're big on here. So, what are you thankful for today? Whether it's candy, bacon, and coffee, uh, teasing your young people, or whatever, whatever else it is. Just be thankful for something today.
Right.
And from there, we can move on to step number two. What are you looking forward to? And I'm really excited this morning to figure out what Joe's looking forward to.
I totally forgot what I'm looking forward to now. Because laughter is the best medicine. Makes you forget stuff. Um,
Okay.
it makes you forget what step of the process you're in. I'm looking forward to tonight because it's Thursday and we have the BSS staff conference call.
Ooh.
And I'm excited to see how my assignments went this week. I better hurry. I got like 12 and a half hours.
Jeff is letting you know that that's correct.
Jeff.
Let that be a note for anyone, doing your homework assignments at the last minute. That doesn't change once you enter the professional world. That doesn't change.
Yep, you do.
No, you only have 5.
Col- Column G is empty. Jeff, come on, get on that. Yes. So that's what I'm looking forward to. One of the many things.
Yes, only 5. Everyone else is 12 and a half. Actually, you're probably fine. Jeff only has 5 hours before he's getting on there. So, anywho, yes, that is a fun. Yeah, Joey, what's your time?
No, he's talking to you.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I don't have 12 and a half hours.
you do.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have 12 and a half hours. I got a lot of stuff to do.
Hurry.
Yep. So, this is step number 2. What are you looking forward to? Uh, that can be anything. It can be something fun. It can be something you're excited about. It could be dreams. I highly recommend that you use that step to think about what you're dreaming about. What do you want to do with your life? Um, because that's really what's going to move your life forward. Deciding on what you want your life to be about, and then moving towards that direction, which happens to be step number 3. What's one thing you're going to do today to move your life forward? And so Joe's got some brilliant wisdom for us.
Perhaps. Um, actually, I have a few things I'm going to do today on my to-do list already. One of them is I'm going to clean out my inspections queue for the week, so then hopefully I can take tomorrow almost all the way off, like, or maybe only
Ooh.
work like a couple hours tomorrow and doing inspections. And then also uh, working on final edits of the Criminal Idol book.
Mm.
Yes,
Dun, 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 dun.
of which there are fewer and fewer every time I do one.
Fewer and fewer edits, or fewer and fewer.
Yeah, every time I do one, there's fewer because I
Ooh,
just because I just did one. So then there's one less, right? Like
true. You're not wrong.
it's simple, but not easy.
Maths.
Yes. Speed run the inspections. Drift race. It's kind of nice because we're all on lockdown, so like so traffic isn't bad anymore, which is great. However, everybody's at home, so then I got to deal with people at their houses. Normally they'd all be gone at work, but oh well. You take the good with the bad, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do today. Oh, and I think one thing that I'm gonna do, it's kind of passive, is I'm going to be receiving a new phone in the mail.
Ooh. Mail time.
Mail time. We'll see. But anyway, I digress. That's it.
Fair enough. Static, I didn't know you worked on cars. I'm not a big fan of spoilers, but YOLO. That's your thing. Go for it.
Mm.
Can you uncensor said spoilers? No, you just paint them. You just paint spoilers. You attach them to the trunks of cars, like normal.
Yeah, but then they're in the way.
I know you can't really see out the back. Like,
They call it a spoiler. It doesn't sound like it's a good thing.
no, it just kind of spoils the car, really.
It spoils the whole deal.
Dude, I like was. Hmm.
There you go.
Yeah,
Fixes the
that
issue. Right. So instead of not being able to see out the back, you can't see out the front. It's perfect.
solves all your problems. Oh,
Uh,
autocorrect. Yeah. That makes sense. That's totally understandable. I mean, autocorrect just does the weirdest things. So, all right, that's our 3-step routine. Make it a routine if you don't already have it, um, and that's really going to change the way that your life operates. What are you thankful for? What are you looking forward to? And what's one thing you're going to do today to move your life forward.
And
So,
it's just fine if you get distracted in the middle of it.
yeah,
We
yeah,
had a prime example of that.
yeah. It doesn't have to be a solid, step by step thing. It can be very out of order. It can be very quick. I mean, heck, you could have magic as your 3-step routine.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long as you know it's providing you with a bit of movement in the right direction, um, that's all that counts.
That's right.
So, we're going to move on to our topic. Hopefully, Jeff does come back. If not, rip.
Jeff isn't really gone. He just left.
Yes, he will return. The great Jeff always returns.
Yes, he will return earlier than expected.
But if not, he'll definitely catch up with us. Jeff knows all, sees all,
Yes.
and tells all for a price. No, just kidding. Um, so, um, so our topic, of course, today is reasons for serving. Um, this whole entire week, we've talked about what is something that we can do to serve. Like, how do we serve individuals? How do we receive service ourselves? How does how do we serve our communities? We've talked about all the ways that you can actually do the action. We've described the action itself. Now we're getting the idea of why. And I think this is a question you should ask yourself no matter what you're doing, whether you're working, whether you're volunteering, whether you're like hanging out with family or friends or whatever you're doing. It's important to ask yourself the why question. Because regardless of what the why is, you need to understand yourself a little bit better. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And I don't want to ruin the topic, so I'm going to kick it over to Joe, who's going to make today amazing and tell us his reasons
Gonna be
for
it's gonna be
serving.
an amazing day. We should just, we should just stream the whole day.
Okay, that's what we're
Put
going
up a
to
camera, put up a camera in my car.
do.
I talk while I'm doing inspections. You guys can hear me getting yelled at. Oh, I have to censor out all the swear words. quick, quick, censor it out. Um, but yeah. So anyway, serving there. There's a lot of different ways to approach this, and I love this topic because I used to not necessarily be of a service oriented mindset. I used to think in terms of, okay, I'm going to go do this. What am I going to get out of it? You know, like I'm going to go get this job. How much pay am I going to get? I'm going to go and try and do this. Well, what's the reward for me? What am I going to gain? Right. And so I would basically approach everything like that. And what happened was I noticed my whole outlook on life in general just seemed to get darker and darker and darker. And I didn't understand what was going on. I just kind of felt like, well, I guess this is life. I'm just getting more and more down and depressed. And the thing that I noticed was that as soon as I started doing something for people, like when I would do something that I wasn't going to get any return for, those were moments when things got lighter. And I started to notice this weird phenomenon, right? And then I actually was watching a series of videos and I heard this priest talking about he showed this picture of the crucifixion of Christ, right? And it was a particularly bloody one, right? It was, how there's different variations of, art art depictions of the crucifixion. Well, this one was, pretty gory. And he said, when you look at that, what you see is the most fulfilled a person can possibly be. Here you have someone who gave everything of themselves, all of their pride and dignity, all of their entire life, all of their blood, all of their respect, everything. They gave it all. And in so doing, became the most fulfilled. And I was like, you know what's very interesting is that so true, because the more we give of ourselves, the more fulfilled we are. And I'm not saying you have to go out and get yourself, beaten and slaughtered, but like what you can do is serve in one of the ways that we talked about earlier in the week, whether it's an individual or at the community level. And what happens is you start to feel more fulfilled. Another thing is it also works in business, because the only reason business exists, the only reason progress happens is because people see a need out there, or a desire for a better life that people have, and they work to fill that for those people. And then what happens is people see that, they're like, "Oh yeah, I want that." And then they buy it and the person makes money. And so then they have a business enterprise. And that, I mean, but the whole thing runs on, you can break it down in so somebody's going to know this movie reference. Do you need? Fill a need. Anybody who posts the movie in the chat, you get my mad props. But it comes down to that statement. You see a need in the world, you fill it with whatever talents or abilities that you have to offer. Like, and that's the way things are. And in these uncertain times right now, with everything moving to the digital world, it might be a little bit difficult to figure out how you're going to fill those needs, but there are ways out there, and you can get creative. And it's an amazing time to be alive, because the people who, yes, Jester, you're awesome, haha. Did you Google it?
Oof.
But
Oof.
yes, wisdom from the movie Robots. See a need, fill a need. um and we all can do that here, we all can do that now, and you can get creative. So with that, Joe, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely serving is really about seeing the needs of others and then filling those needs with what you have. Joe's talking about one of the reasons that you can serve is um, to be fulfilled. It's a very fulfilling thing, and it gives you a sense and a level of satisfaction, a level of completeness, just this feeling that leads to contentness, and that is very very rare in this life now. Of not just happiness, because happiness is generally fleeting, pleasure is generally fleeting, but of contentedness, of having reached a point at which uh, you're feeling successful or you feel fulfilled. And so, um, as Joe talks about, you want that feeling to continue. So um, that's one of the many reasons that you can serve. I was trying to think of an example from Robots that I could use, but man, if that isn't a long movie.
Long?
Yeah,
Wasn't long enough.
well, it was really good, but most of the premise behind that is it's taking what you have and making the most of it, and not trying to replace it with something new.
Hmm.
Um, but that's unfortunately not our topic of serving. But it is a great topic, and we can discuss that later. So hey, maybe we save that for another time.
Hmm.
Speaking of topics, because I'm gonna ruin derail my train of thought, detrail. Um,
Betrayal.
you should go to the website BSS Studio and share Free for All Friday topics,
Yes,
because tomorrow is
section right here.
Free for All Friday, and while we have a number of topics, we need yours because you're
Hmm.
here, and we would love to have them.
Jester posted a topic and then retracted it last night on Don't Worry Wednesday. If you were watching and you were quick enough, you saw
Bum bum bum.
it.
Maybe we'll
Bum
discuss it
bum
anyway.
bum.
um. So from here, thanks Joe for this. Um, all right, going back to our actual topic, um, I want to discuss not good reasons
You
to serve.
derailed us.
I derailed us. Um, so there because there are bad reasons to serve. Um, there are reasons that you can serve that kind of detract from the experience. So generally speaking, don't serve if you feel as though it's an obligation. Like you have to do it. Partially because you're missing out.
Mhm.
I'm not I'm not saying all right, you're going to feel like you want to serve every time. That's not what I'm saying. But if you are continually doing things out of obligation rather than out of a joy, then the as a natural rule, uh, we as humans don't don't like to do things that aren't fulfilling or uplifting to us. What you end up doing is you naturally drive yourself away from that thing that you should want to do. Um, it, this is pretty much for everything. If you're trying to get your kid to eat vegetables, you make it fun. You make it so that that's something they want to do. Or when they get farther down the line, they're just not going to do it. They'll find ways around it, whether it's feeding your Brussels sprouts to the dog or you know sneak them into the garbage when you're not looking. This kind of idea of being forced drives you farther away. So it's important to have this reason for serving as a joy, as a filling feeling, because that's going to keep you on for the long haul. That's part of what's going to make serving others something that you can do with your entire life and not just with one action. Because truly, that's what serving should be. It should be an entire life experience. It should be your entire everything that you make your life out to be. As Joe is talking about with the story of Jesus, that was his life, like all the way up till the very end. And by far, his reasons are greater than our reasons. I won't try to deny that. What we have,
Yeah, that's a biblical concept even.
yep.
But
So, and maybe that's your reason, or your part of your faith is serving. Again, don't do it just because somebody told you so a bunch of times. But I should point out that just by going ahead and doing some things, you can discover joy for them. So before you just say Joe told me not to do it because I didn't want to, there are many things that you can do and develop a joy for. Just don't drive yourself into the ground trying to force yourself to like something if it's not going to happen. Because there are many ways to serve. There are many ways to do things for other people that don't involve you making yourself miserable. So with that, I'm going to turn back to Joe because he looks like he's got some brilliant wisdom that he can share with us. He can correct me for every mistake
that's
I just
just
said
my
there.
normal look.
Mm.
I can't there's nothing to correct in your statements. Your statements are true. You're an accountant, for Pete's sake. You specialize in true statements.
Yeah, you must sign under penalty of perjury that this is true and accurate.
Verifiably true statements. Like, um, there with all this, I mean, this is wonderful stuff. And there is a bit of a danger in this, and that is, I think, like Joe was talking about, to serve under compulsion doesn't really, it's I mean, you're still doing something for the world, but it doesn't it's not the same thing. I mean, you're not gonna feel the same. the people who have required community service uh, forced on them by the legal system or whatever, they don't really gain the benefits of serving, really. But one of the things to remember is if all I'm doing when I'm serving is is thinking about what's going to benefit me, then I get back into that mode of where I talked about at the beginning, where it's like, okay, I'm just doing this for what I'm going to get out of it, right? And then then the value gets degraded. So the point is what you're doing for another person. That's what gives it the value. There's a guy named Bob Berg. He wrote a book called The Go Giver, and he talked about the value of something like the value of a company, right? He would say, okay, your value as a company is determined by how much more you give in service versus how much you receive in payment. So the more you go above and beyond the level of what you got paid for, that's your true value as a company. So you should always be striving to go that extra mile and to do more and to serve your customers better. And like this was the whole point of what he was talking about. And then just give and give and give and don't kill yourself and lose money and just like go bankrupt, because then you won't be in business anymore. You won't be able to serve anybody. But there are ways always to go above and beyond what you're expected to do. So, like if you provide some kind of a product, and somebody buys it and you send it, why not send, a little bit of additional stuff or a thank you note or something, I mean, there's always little inexpensive or free things you can do that just add value to the transaction. So, and a lot of that has to do with just the offering of your own goodwill to another person. Like if you can get in the habit of doing that, you will add value to everything you do. And that is one level of service that puts you above that expected level of payment, I guess. But there was something else that I had and I kind of forgot. So I guess it wasn't important.
That's usually how you can determine if it's not important. Can't remember
Right. And then I'll remember it and I'll be like, "Oh, it actually was important.
it.
Oops. Oh, well." Um, so yeah, that's what I got, I guess, because I can't remember my other point. Back to
Okay.
you, Joe.
Thanks,
Back
Joe.
to you in the studio.
Da, da, da. Welcome to the studio.
It's the studio. Blah blah.
Blah blah.
Blah blah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what
Blah
my
blah blah.
home has officially been named at this stage.
The studio. Blah blah.
Blah blah. Well, welcome back to the studio.
Blah blah.
Um, so thanks, Joe. Yeah. The train is just now it's off the rails. It's running through a neighborhood. The train of thought that is
Oh,
anyway. Um, anyway, guys, basically what we're trying to tell you is that
thinking of all my movie references.
oh my
Yes.
goodness, it's is that serving can be its own reward. Serving is the reason to serve, which sounds really redundant and not very exciting and not very thoughtful, but it really is. And so, if you want the most you can get out of serving, the reason to serve is to serve. And and it seems really silly. It seems not very thoughtful, but in the end, that will end up being your reason. It'll you'll be able to feel uh, really the joy that comes from serving. You'll be providing for other people, and they will experience something on the other side that really can't be found from anything else you can give anyone. As Joe talked about, this is really where the world runs. It runs on this idea of serving other people, of providing a service for other people. The reason 95% of things exist in this world is because somebody saw a need and filled a need. Whether it's the internet, whether it's airplanes, whether it's cars, whether it's light bulbs, whether it's, the shirt that you're wearing. People saw a need that people had and decided, I think I can fill this as best as I can. And then they did it. So as you're going about your day, thinking about, that three-step process, you're like, man, what do I have? What am I thinking about? What's going on in the world? Maybe this is something you want to consider. Maybe you want to consider what needs are going on out in the world and what can we fulfill today. And that can be your action step. So I want to thank you guys all for being here. It has been a pleasure, as always, to hang out with you, to discuss the really important things in life, to laugh a lot. We laugh a lot on this show. If you don't laugh a lot on this show, you should try. Joe thankfully gave me that awkward laugh right there, just pretended like it was funny. So
sometimes you got to start with a fake laugh, and then you laugh at the laugh, and then you're like, oh my gosh.
Yep. So sorry, Raka, but we got some laughs for you. That's what we're here for. Please come back tomorrow. We have an exciting show planned. Joe, what's our topic?
Well, I guess we got a couple options. I think we will go to the one posted by Dr. Bright.
Ooh, Doctor.
Dr. Bright, because it was posted on the same day as my Gary's second post. My Gary posted the one called The Law of Attraction, and Dr. Bright posted one called Pretty Sweet Names. Last week we did another one by my Gary, so I think we'll put Dr. Bright there for tomorrow.
Ooh.
And it's Pretty Sweet Names. We're going to talk about cool names like CDVNL and A Single Duel. Hey, those are both artist names for me. We can talk about Static P. We could talk about all kinds of names.
Joe?
And you know what? That's a sweet name.
You should take that
and
one.
really, quite frankly, like there's okay, so different people come up with different names for different reasons. And honestly, I'm just impressed. I look at all the names of people that I see in the chat. Magician Jester, Rick Arias, Detective Spoopy Egg. I see all these names and I'm like, people came up with these names for a reason. So if when you're here tomorrow, you want to give us the reasons, or right now, actually, you want to give us the reasons that you picked the name that you show on your screen, what was it that brought you to naming your YouTube avatar that? I would be very intrigued to hear it, because coming up with a name for me has always been so hard. Like, I've always been the worst at coming up with band names. It's always the hardest process, like coming up with different names. I was just like, whatever. And with CD Van Out, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll tell you all about why.
We're going right into Free for All Friday right now. We're just gonna record it, be done today.
So yeah, but feel free, show up tomorrow. Let us know why you decided to name yourself what you named yourself, because coming up with names has always been something that's intriguing to me. So anyway, that's that. But I posted the link up there, and it's also in the description. If you have something you want us to talk about, please post it there.
We know you do. There's something going on in your brain of brains.
That's right.
That you want to talk about. So go ahead and share that to us. And we would love to just see what there is in store. So
Hmm.
that's kind of what we got for today. We don't want to spoil tomorrow's. Tomorrow has, there are already some secrets in the chat. We don't want to share any more, so we'll share those tomorrow. We'll spill all of our lives
Mm-hmm.
details. Well, at least our names details.
That's right.
And from there, we'll have just a fun time. Uh, Peace. Feel free to leave some comments,
Hmm.
both on the stream and after. If you're watching the show afterwards, we do read the comments. we would
Yes,
love
we
to.
do. Yep. Post in the comment section.
We would love to hear what you have to say. If you have any topics, maybe you don't have our an account over on bss.studio, um, just go make one. But if you don't have the time or whatever, go ahead and post your ideas in the comment section. We'll still read them. We'll
Yes.
still find you. We will find you.
That's a great idea. We should be promoting that more too, not just our website, but hey, put it in the comments
Mm-hmm.
because we know you're watching right now
How do we know that?
because you're watching right
Whoa.
now. Hmm.
Anyway, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and get yourself notified when we come back tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock ish.
Ish.
If I sleep in, then or if I sleep properly.
If I
After
sleep
this
properly.
week, after this week we'll be fine. But I'm having a week of weeks, so we will.
You started off golden, man.
I know I've
It's
gotten
like, hey,
worse.
man.
Doesn't make any sense. So
It's awesome. It's like the early part of the week took everything it had out of you, and like now it's just been like, oh, ouch.
yeah,
But that's all right. I was telling Joe yesterday, I was like, you know what? I got half my to-do list done while I was waiting for you to wake up. That was awesome.
yeah. You see what I'm actually doing now. Giving Joe that extra time.
That's right. Thanks for that.
Yep. So, anyway, come hang out with us tomorrow. A little bit later today, we're having the BSS streaming on Twitch.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
hang out with Ryan and Jesse, and
Oh, yeah.
probably Catsrook and Princess. They're going to be having some fun times, doing some fun things, and you can join them on their fun adventures by going over to twitch.tv/BSS_streaming.
Right there.
Or you could click the link. That's fine too. Either way, whatever gets you there the easiest, uh, go head on over, follow them. That way you're notified and turn on notifications so you know when people are there so that you can hang out and be a part of the quarantine, as it were. Trademark. Oh.
We are the quarantine.
The quarantine. Anywho, that's all we have time for today. Joe is dancing. He is ready to go dance. Actually,
I'm
he's just
ready
ready
to
to go dance.
I'm ready to put on my dancing.
I'm not, because I'm not leaving the house, so I can't wear my shoes back here, but that's okay.
Oh, dang it! Put on your dance. You can wear your dancing shoes. Get out your dancing shoes and put them on.
Conveniently, my dancing shoes are still my tennis shoes. So
Oh, never mind. All right.
makes it really easy. Guys, thanks
It's
for stopping out.
yes, thank you. We love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.